So welcome back to the Chat Builds, and today I got a request to show how you get a carb from a CX500. Well, here's my CX500, my daily rider. I've been having some issues with it lately. There's somehow some rust in the tank. It's getting into the filter, through the filter, it's inside the tank of course, to the carb, and then causing running issues. So it stutters and doesn't run properly. Very annoying. So I need to get the tank, of course, drained. I'll do my vinegar thing again, get some screws in it, make sure everything's loose again, and then get some fresh fuel in there. Things will be fine. I think I left it out too long at some point in the winter and didn't have enough fuel in it, and that kind of is what is biting me in the neck now. So also because of that, the tank is going to come off and the carbs have to come off because they need to be cleaned. Clearly there is stuff in there. I need to clean them out, so this was a good opportunity to show you how to get the carb out from a CX500. So let's go. I'm just going to keep the cameras running so you're going to see it as it happens. And there's a few things you need to do, just a few tools, nothing spectacular.
Verb, get the tools.
The first thing you need to do is get the seat off, get the tank off, get the fuel out of the carbs, that's very important. Get the side covers off, so you have good access to the carb. And then we're gonna start removing the... Right, for some reason that camera stopped working because I said a particular word and then it just ends the video. So let's, tool wise, you just need a socket wrench to get the tank off. It's usually a 12 socket or 13. That's for this bolt. You need to get the fuel line removed from the petcock. Well, that's usually like with a flathead screwdriver or something like that. You need a JIS screwdriver to remove the clamps from the airbox and the hoses and stuff, and a 10 spanner to remove the cables. And that's basically all you're gonna need. So let's get the seat off first. And there's like a little lever down here. It could differ from your bike, but usually there's a lever over both sides. And on mine it's always really annoying to get this thing off. So it's kind of fiddly. There it goes.
That was smooth. Real smooth.
So there is, and I'm just going to use this camera over here. Here is that bolt that's over there. Now this could differ of course with your bike, but I think this is a 12 thing, if I remember correctly. Yes it is. So I just remove that. So I actually got a second GoPro, really old one, Hero 8 black, for little money, but it works. It does 4K, and it's going to be my, I think, the camera that's going to face me. I'm not really sure, but I've nearly got this vlogging thing up and running. All right, I need a, let's see, yes, a flathead screwdriver for that one. And you have to remove all the side covers, of course. And I've got some screws over here. I'll do that in a minute. They're a bit worn, these grommets on this side, so I've got some screws in there to keep it nice and steady. Use a piece of paper, because when you take that fuel line off, it's going to get messy. Fuel line should be off, which is convenient, most convenient. I always do this with a cold engine, of course, because if fuel starts to leak and it runs on your engine and catches fire, then bye bye shit.
Oh, stupid cunt. Oh no.
Or do it outside of the shed, of course. But
Fire! Fire! The town's
piece of paper near the fuel line, because as you can see there's always fuel coming from it. Alright, that's drained. So basically now you can remove the tank and you just lift it up and put it away. It's pretty heavy now because it's full. There it goes. Just put this over here because I need to drain it. Oh shit, it's so full of shit. Alright, come back to that later. So, next thing is to drain the float bowls because there's fuel in there right now. I want to get that out. Just get yourself some sort of a tray. I think this was from baked potatoes or something. And your carbs should have lines there. I'll just get this camera. They should be mounted with lines that go underneath the bike and end up in this bundle over here. So you can easily drain them, and you just turn these screws over. Now you can only access them from the left. So the one over there, and then there's one way back over there. So you need a long screwdriver to do that. So put that drain thingy over there. And now open this up. The fuel should start coming out. There we go. So we'll just let that drain.
I need to pee.
Now the other one is a bit trickier. Alright. You can already see there's a lot of stuff in that fuel. Now this tray wasn't really clean. It's a good idea for some to do, like myself, to when you drain that float bowl, to have a look and see what the fuel looks like. I already know I'm going to take it off, and I already know there's going to be rust and stuff in there, so that's why I didn't do it now, but it could be a good reason to kind of check out what the fuel is like in the state of your tank. Since I've often forgotten to close those screws, I just ended up always closing them after doing this. It's just a matter of habit now, which helps. Nice and tight. That's enough. Alright. So float bowls are now drained. Fuel is out of the carb. Mostly there's still some in there, always some in there. You can already have pretty good access, as you can see over here. So just over here, there's already good access to the choke cable. So we might as well just put the fuel aside. Might as well do that. So you've got the lines over here. So this is both the throttle cables. These two. This one is the choke cable. So you can already undo this screw over here. Don't turn it out completely, otherwise you're going to lose it. And that's a choke cable already released. Because I got the tank off, you can get pretty good access to these as well. There's a screw, a nut underneath here you can screw down. If you've got enough room, you can take that out as well. And do the same with this one over here. And I'll show you those nuts in a minute. Alright, so all the three cables are now free-ish in this area, which gives you some room to move. So I'm just going to leave those now. And now we're going to focus on removing the screws over here. So these ones, the bolts on these sides, these are 8mm on both sides. And we're going to undo these clamps over here. So that one, this one, and same on the other side. So I'm just gonna undo these. This is of course not standard, but it does work. And the reason for that is because these grommets are a bit old and worn and really hard, and these are a bit worn as well. These points on the airbox. So that's why I've got that. Now let's go over to your side so you can see. So there's a grabbing ring thingy over here, as you can see. There's one over here, same on the other side. So while I've got this screwdriver in my hand, I'm just gonna completely undo these so this becomes free. Same over here. Now use a proper screwdriver that really grabs these screw ends, because you don't want to ruin these. And widen them as far as you can. It just makes things a lot easier. And just try and move them back. It's pretty warm here right now. It's about, I think, 20 degrees still. It's been a hot day. And these rubbers are in fairly good condition. What you could do is heat these up with a heat gun, and I might as well do that. It just makes them a bit easier to maneuver. So yeah. But I don't think I need to do that today. We'll see. I think we'll just try it without, and then we can see how that works. So one's removed backwards, the other one as well. Alright, so we've moved them back. And now we're going to do these 8mm thingies. And you can use a wrench like this, a wrench with a thingy like that kind of moves like a ratchet, or a normal ratchet. It just depends on how easy you can get access to those. But if you're going to take something in a tool bag, then this will be my advice to you, to put that in the tool bag. So you know you can always remove your carb if something gets into that thing, and you can clean it out. You can do this by the side of the road basically with just a few tools, and it can save you from a lot of heartache. Now I know not everybody likes to use copper wash, but I always put a bit of that on these bolts, because it just helps to take them out. And you, with a carb, you kind of know you're going to remove them at least a couple of times a year to clean them, or I don't know, because they're leaking or whatever, and you just want to get those out really easy. I've never had issues with them running loose or anything, so I always use that. Just a little bit, and it just makes things a lot easier. So we can now remove this one, because that is a trick to remove this carb, to remove these first. Of course, if the engine's hot and you want to do this on a hot engine, this is going to be very painful. But what you do is just turn it like this, so you've got a bit more room over here right now. I'll show you. As you can see, so there's a lot of room here suddenly, and that gives you the area to pull it out. What's really important is the ring that's inside the O-ring. You don't drop that in the engine. But now you just wiggle it around, and as you can see, it came off really easy. And there's that thingy. Now this can be trickier if the thing is on the bike a long time, and this is a bit stiff, and as you can see, this is a nice flexible rubber still. That's why it came off pretty easy, but you could use a heat gun and then that will be easier. And this is the O-ring I was talking about, so don't lose that. There's actually a dead fly here for some reason, I don't know. Okay, so that one's off. This is the left side, that's a bit longer than the other one on the right. So let's go over to the other side. And it's, well, same procedure as the other side. Remove the 2 bolts, and basically as soon as you crack them loose, at least on my bike, you can remove them by hand. So if they go really tight all the way, especially with, same with putting it back, then something's not right. You gotta change something. So far we've only used a 12mm ratchet or a wrench, whatever, a good screwdriver, flathead, and JIS, and you can remove the carb. Oh, and a 10mm spanner. Now rotate it again, wiggle it, there it goes, and there's the other one. So as you can see now, the carb is free. It's away from the airbox, and that's why it's so clever to remove this first. Otherwise you're just gonna end up ruining these much more fragile airbox intakes, outputs basically, because they put air out into the carb, whatever. So be careful with those, especially when you put the carb back in. And now you can remove the carb and just kind of, there's like tubes and stuff in the way, so just move it outwards. It's always a bit wiggly and wobbly. And especially these, don't forget these, I'm forgetting them, so that's why I'm saying it. Forget those drain hoses, because I'm going to get stuck in it. Now that's why you should, as you can see, the carb's already out right now at this point. So here's the choke cable. You can just use your hand, move it back a bit, and there's the choke cable. So that's easily removed. You can go over here, remove the other one. So this is the one with the a bit shorter top end. That's the one that goes at this one, so remember that. And then the other one, it goes all the way around. You just have to get the cable over, and there is your carb from a CX500 removed. And if you cleaned the carb out, you do exact same thing the other way around, and that's how I do it. So I hope that helps you. I think it took us 20 minutes just around, including filming and stuff. So if you do this quickly, you can get it out in 12 minutes, I think. And you can do this beside the road if you need to. If for some reason this thing clogs up, well, you've got a fuel issue, of course, but with simple tools, you can remove this entire carb, as you see. So good luck with wrenching. See you in the next one, and I hope it helps you. All right, cheers. Bye-bye.